Global Affairs Canada believes that Conservative MP Michael Chung has been the victim of a foreign smear campaign that the department suspects was conducted by China. The department says a coordinated network of news accounts on the social media app WeChat posted a large volume of false or misleading narratives about Mr. Chung from May 4th to 13th. While it says the information didn't represent a direct threat to Mr. Chung or his family, it made false claims about his background, political stances, and relatives. The department says it's highly probable that the Chinese government ordered the postings, but this cannot be unequivocally proven. But it pledged to raise the issue with Chinese diplomats in Ottawa. Joining us now to discuss the coordinated effort on WeChat is Sam Cooper, founder and first journalist at the Bureau. Sam, thank you for joining us on Forum Daily.
Thanks for having me.
In your reporting, you have reviewed CSIS documents about the use of WeChat. Are there other conservative politicians that have been targeted in the same way as Michael Chung?
Yes, in almost exactly the same way that you described in the introduction. The documents come from October 2022. They are about China's broad interference in recent Canadian elections. And these documents say that WeChat is, of course, widely used by diaspora populations in Canada, but it is also controlled by the Chinese Communist Party's cyber censors. And the platform was used in the 2021 election to target the Conservative Party of Canada and a specific Conservative candidate. Now, the document doesn't name the specific candidate, but I understand from sources that would be the former British Columbia Conservative MP Kenny Chiu. And it's been widely reported that he and others felt that they were targeted, but this CSIS document I reviewed confirms that is the case.
And what exactly is the purpose of targeting conservatives?
We understand from sources and the documents I've reviewed that the Chinese Communist Party does not like criticism of its regime. That would be the case with MP Michael Chung. He was the one that raised a bill that would hold the party in Beijing to account for the genocide in Xinjiang. Therefore, we understand he was targeted. In the case of Kenny Chiu, he suggested a foreign agent registry, which would hold foreign regimes active in our country to account by having people that are doing business with them under the table at least register their interests. And for that, he was grossly smeared in WeChat as an enemy of the Chinese people, as was the conservative leader, Aaron O'Toole.
So for WeChat, how does the regime in Beijing exert control over the app? And I want to ask, what does this mean for the Chinese refugee flow in Canada?
Well, there have been studies internationally, especially in Australia recently. This is not just Canadian intelligence, but they say that China, through its 2017 national security laws, can compel control over any country from China. So in the case of social media giants such as WeChat and TikTok, they must have people that are reporting to the regime in Beijing within their companies, within headquarters. Beijing can compel these companies to secretly share information and be involved in intelligence operations. So that is how control is exerted in the case of WeChat. We understand through Western intelligence that anything that goes out on that platform, at the end of the day, Chinese Communist Party censors will control it. And indeed, their intelligence agents can manufacture disinformation on that platform.
So how does the story about Michael Chung and the documents you've reviewed differ from the conclusions of the Special Rapporteur David Johnston?
I noted in my report, we need to, I believe, hold the former special rapporteur to his own findings. He reported that despite the Conservative Party's complaints that they believed they had evidence that WeChat was used against former leader O'Toole and Kenny Chiu, Canada's election interference monitor at the time completely rejected that evidence. Said no interference is happening, and Mr. Johnson accepted that, came to the same conclusion, furthermore said that Beijing doesn't favor or disfavor any party in Canada. Again, the document I reviewed says very clearly Beijing targeted the Conservative Party using WeChat, which is widely used in the diaspora. So in my view, there's no other conclusion, but the special rapporteur was wrong, deeply wrong. I believe we need to understand why he was so wrong.
Thank you so much. This is an important topic. Thank you for joining us today, Sam.
Thanks for having me.